So for day 5, I'm going to go ahead and review our reading assignment to go with math this time because I think it's got some really important information that we have not gone over in a long time. So we're talking about nonfiction text features. So the first thing you need to do, you need to pick a good nonfiction book. And this can be tricky. I almost messed this up and I was going to pick this book, which I've already read aloud on YouTube. But this doesn't have very many text features in it. It almost reads like a fiction story. So I actually went on Epic, and this is not the way I would like to film it, but I found a book called Ninja Competitors on Epic, and I'm going to use that to show some really important nonfiction text features. So on this side of my T-chart, I'm going to write some of the nonfiction text features we've learned about, and on this side, I'm going to talk about why it's important and how it helps me understand the story. So I'm going to go ahead and label that to help me remember. Text feature. Whoops. And why it helps. Okay. So if I turn it around over here, right away, I've got my table of contents here. And we know that the table of contents is important in a nonfiction book because it helps me find information quickly. So, whoops, table got in the way. Table of contents. Why it helps. So you can find, I'm going to write info for information quickly. That way you don't have to read the whole book. You can just look through your table of contents and find out what you need to write about. So let's keep going. I'm going to not try to shake this. When we're looking through our book, right away up here, we used to call these mini titles in class, but we're going to call them a header. And the header is important because it tells me what my page is about. So that header was called Strengths and Smarts. So I know that that's what this page is going to be about. Or not even this page, this section. Header. Tells you what the section is about. And I'm going to go through the rest of these kind of quickly. I'll write down the ones that might not be as familiar. We also have photographs in nonfiction books. That's something we talked about. Fiction stories have illustrations that were drawn or created by somebody. Nonfiction books have photographs to remind you that this book is something that you will see in the real world. So I've got photographs to explain better what the author is talking about. And over here, ninja athletes practice tackling many types of obstacles. Over here, I've got a caption. I'm gonna write caption down. So that's one I think we don't want to forget. Caption. And the caption explains, oh, that's not good. What a picture is. And I'm going to put a list of these text features in the descriptions so that way you can go back and refer to them. Here we've got 2 more captions and another photograph. And we have another header right there. Now what's cool about this caption right here is that it points to something. And usually when we have a photograph with little arrows connected to the text, that'll tell us that it's actually a diagram, although usually diagrams have a couple more arrows. Something else, this book doesn't have it, but something else we need to look for in nonfiction texts are keywords. And keywords are usually going to tell us what a specific word is and why it's important to this book. We also have a glossary, and we talked about how a glossary is like a little tiny dictionary at the back of a book. And this book has, we don't really discuss this in class, but a further reading section so you can get more information. And we also have an index. These are our keywords right here. Ninja competition, ninja competitor, and a couple of what are probably Japanese words that I don't know how to pronounce. Those are our keywords, but they just put them in the index. So like I said, I'm going to put all of those features in the description of this video. And your T-chart should look something like that at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and erase my board and we'll move on to math. Okay. So our math problem. The principal sharpened 46 red pencils and 38 blue pencils. Then 28 of the pencils broke. How many pencils does the art teacher have to use now? Because the principal is sharpening them for the art teacher. I did not write that. Use now. Okay. This is a little bit different than what we have done because this is a two-step problem. We have to do two different things in here. So we've got two groups of pencils, right? We've got 46 red pencils and we have 38 blue pencils. And then 28 of them broke. And they're going to take that 28 from the whole group of pencils together. So the first thing we need to do is find out how many pencils did he sharpen all together. And all together, that's a big keyword and tells us we're going to be adding. So our first step, I'm running out of room here. He's going to be adding 46 plus 38. When we're adding, so there's a couple things we can do here. We can break these apart into tens and ones, or we can do it using the algorithm. I'll go ahead and do both. This will just be a longer video. Algorithm, stack them vertically. Make sure your place values are nice and lined up. All right, so 6 plus 8 is 14. The 1 is not going to go in this place. Remember, there's only room for one digit in the ones place. So I got to put my tens place up here with the other tens. So 10 plus 40 is going to be 50. 50 plus 30 is going to be 80. So altogether he had 84 pencils. Something else you might see us doing in our classroom is breaking this into tens and ones again. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 10 rods. 1, 2, 3 more 10 rods. It's different from subtraction. We gotta put two groups because we're putting two groups together. Then 6 tens, and then 8 tens down here with 38. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we are gonna have to regroup here because I can tell you already, when we add up our ones, we only have room for one digit in the ones place. All right, so let's add them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to loop those 10 together, and they're going to go in the tens place. And right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. That 4, because there's one digit for my ones place. Let's go ahead and add up the tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But don't forget about these 10 ones we grouped over here. 8. Okay. Now the important thing to note, we are not done with this problem because we haven't even talked about the broken pencils. So we did our first step, which was addition. Now we gotta do our second step. So if there are 84 pencils that were all together sharpened and 28 broke, we wanna know how many are left. That tells us it's gonna be a subtraction problem. So, how can I make this? You know what, we're gonna go sideways. So, I started with my 84. I have 84 pencils and 28 broke. Line them up vertically. I can't take away 8 from 4, so already I see I've got to regroup. So break your 80 into a 70 and give one of those 10s to the ones place, turning our 4 plus 10, 14. 14, take away 8, it's gonna be 6. 7 minus 2, 5. So that is how many pencils our art teacher has to work with now. 56 altogether. That was a little bit of a longer problem, but you're going to see those a lot in 3rd grade. So it's good to get started with them now.